What's up, you guys? My name is Joker Darkblade here, and today I'm going to be talking about Extreme Rules. Now, you guys might be wondering, why did I not make predictions? Well, the reason was because I've been busy, and I should have done it on Thursday when I had the time, but I wasn't thinking, and I didn't do predictions. I was going to do it Saturday, but I got held up with stuff, and then I wasn't going to do it on Sunday, because I wouldn't have time to upload it because I was at my dad's. But now I'm going to make one up for you guys and do a review. I don't usually do reviews, on the events, but I'll do one just for this case. Now, with Raw being on in about 2 hours, there's going to be a lot of very interesting things that come. I'm also going to do what I think of Raw. So, basically a 2-in-1. It's going to be probably going to be about 30 minutes. So, enjoy. But today, it's probably going to be really interesting for Raw, especially with what went down in Extreme Rules. Now, for the beginning of Extreme Rules, we had Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler in a no disqualification. Really, only time that rule went into attack was whenever Baron Corbin did a low blow to Dolph Ziggler and then hit him with the End of Days and got the pin, which I honestly think wasn't decent. I didn't really care for the match all that much because they are always putting Baron Corbin in these bad matches where he's faced Dolph Ziggler 7 billion times, but doesn't give him a chance against anyone else. And basically, they're just throwing him the curve, even though he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Then we go to the beginning of the show, which we have, if I'm correct, it was Usos versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. This was a good match, especially for this being Tornado Tag. It's been a long time since we've had a decent Tornado match. Which, for those that are new to WWE or the stipulations, a Tornado Tag match is whenever all superstars on each team are legal at the same time. There's no need to tag someone in, but both teams just go at it, or all the teams go at it. We had a good amount of action. It really wasn't going, because there's also no disqualification in that type of match. The only time we had is whenever, I think it was Luke Gallows who blocked a splash. I think it was like a frog splash from, I believe it was Jey Uso, where he landed stomach first onto not a turnbuckle, but the bell. And then don't think I'm gonna say this finisher right, but then they hit him with the Dream Killer or the Boot Killer, whatever. And then Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows got the victory. Then we're going more into it with, I believe this was I'm not going to go in a certain order. I just know where some of the matches went in order, but I'm going to now talk about the WWE World Tag Team Championship match, where the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston sitting out this match, really shocking, took on the Vaudevillains. Finally said it right. Now, pretty okay match. It's a lot better than the previous ones, except that Luke Gallows match. It's pretty decent. New Day won and retained their tag team titles, which I'm mad about because the Vaudevillains should have won, even though it would have been. It's more likely set in stone that the New Day are going to lose to possibly the Enzo and Cass, Dudley Boys, or the new Shining Stars of the Caribbean, where they call Primo Nepico, which I hate that tag team name, if I haven't said that enough. Um, Now we're gonna go on to the Kalisto versus Rusev match. Kalisto got destroyed. Nevertheless, Rusev killed a little kid. He needs to get ready for school tomorrow. How's he gonna get ready for school? I'm playing. That's something I got off Witch Culture. Because I don't Bloppy had made that same joke and it was funny. But Rusev practically killed Kalisto, which I thought looked like a broken rib because I don't remember when it was, but Rusev just dropped Kalisto right on the ring canvas. And I'm not talking like the middle of the ring. I mean on the side where the steel rod is, where you see the kind of like the little LED screen. I don't know why they've had that, but he just drops him right on it, and it knocks him out. Well, it knocks the wind out of him. And then Rusev brings him in, gets him set up for the accolade, but then the ref, and this happened like two or three times, pushes him off. Pushes Rusev off of Kalisto. But, nevertheless, Rusev was able to get it in on Kalisto, and like right as he did it, Kalisto started tapping, which now brings your new United States champion, Rusev. I feel bad for Kalisto. He's probably not going to be on Raw. I think Sin Cara is probably going to be on Raw, but I have a feeling that Rusev will lose to John Cena in another match because of his return being next week. Now we have the Insane Asylum match between... it's not going in perfect order, but I know the match I missed. But we have Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose in what seemed like a freaking hour. This match was forever. If I was correct, it was like 26 minutes. The beginning was really slow as Chris Jericho tried to get out. And they would do the same thing with getting weapons. I know a lot of YouTubers have said this, but they would just get a weapon and then start beating the crap out of the other, and then they would just drop it. They'd get another weapon until there was nothing. And with this PG thing being put in place, it's very shocking that they added thumbtacks to the match. If you guys saw, there was a mop and bucket, and the bucket inside of it had a black bag which had thumbtacks in it. This is shades of Foley and Hunter. Well, mainly shades of Foley, as he would always have thumbtacks in a hardcore match, which I love them. They make it seem insane, because who in their right mind would say, okay, I'm going to have you drop me on a bunch of thumbtacks, not wearing any type of shirt or anything. You're just going to pick me up and throw me onto a bunch of thumbtacks. I don't care about my safety. I'm fine. And you're worried. You're worried I'm gonna bleed. Oh, okay. You're just gonna still draw me on a bunch of freaking thumbtacks. If I'm correct, the only person that do that is Mankind or Cactus Jack. But I bet they'd really have to consider it. But Dean Ambrose was able to pull off the victory because he, as Chris Jericho was trying to do the code breaker, Dean Ambrose actually holds on to Chris Jericho and just basically, kind of like a power bomb, just drops them onto all them thumbtacks. And they're all over his arm and his back. And then, as stupid Dean Ambrose was, he does the dirty deeds in front of the tacks. So he gets them on his shoulder, Not a lot of them, but a few. But it. I think if I'm correct, some thumbtacks were in Chris Jericho's head, because whenever you're doing the dirty deeds, it's basically a DDT where you're dropping them on her head. But Dean Ambrose was able to get the win, and then that was that. Wasn't a bad match. Should have been more condensed. A lot more weapons. A lot more weapons. And also, it shouldn't have been a steel cage. It should have been something like a Hell in a Cell. Like, a few years back, I think it was Big Show versus JBL. And it was a barbed wire cage match. This thing was insane, as there was barbed wire across the top of the cage, and there wasn't a way. The only way to win was by pinfall, submission, or jumping off the cage, which I think was stupid by doing that either way. And I think they should have done like something like a steel cage, or like a Hell in a Cell with some certain variation. Maybe like an electric fence. Like, they'll do that, like, I believe it was Starrcade. No, it wasn't Starrcade, but they basically killed Big Daddy V. Yeah, Big Daddy V. Yeah. So, that was that. Now we're going to go on to the Intercontinental title match, which was the second best match of the night. Honestly, I'd say it's the first, but I'd give it second best. Spot after 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 spot. It was insane. Right in the beginning of the match, Sami Zayn hits Kevin Owens with the Helluva Kick and basically kicks him out of the ring. And then Cesaro, I think it was an uppercuts The Miz, and he goes out of the ring. And then Sami Zayn and Cesaro start going at it. There was a lot of times where it seemed like, oh, Kevin Owens is finished. Oh, Sami Zayn is finished. Oh, Cesaro's finished. Oh, The Miz is finished. But sadly, The Miz pulled off the victory, which I think was kind of bad. Nobody likes him as Intercontinental Champion. Then he put a run on like Sami Zayn or Cesaro, who haven't been champion, except for like Tag Team Champion or NXT Champion. Now we're going to go to the Divas match, which I don't even think I should talk about. This was garbage. This Divas match, ever since this Divas Revolution, it's been garbage, except for the beginning. Because when Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks came to the WWE, it was good. They were fresh talent. Now, about a year later, it's garbage. Because you're having Charlotte, your current women's champion, face Natalya and win. Now, Charlotte could not have Ric Flair come out, or else she would forfeit the title, and also a submission match. Now, towards the end of the show, the beginning was decent, but towards the end of the show, Dana Brooks comes out, but has a disguise looking like she's Ric Flair, the 16-time world champion, jet flying, limousine riding, girl kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. But ended up being Dana Brooke, and Charlotte got the upper advantage, put her in the figure 8 leg lock, and got the win. Now, to finish the pay-per-view, we had Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. Basically, there's not a lot to talk about. It was basically a rerun of Payback. Only thing wasn't no count out, and it was no disqualification. Let's go to the end. So many styles clashes. One on a chair, one on the mat, everywhere. Roman Reigns doesn't kick out. One spear. One. AJ Styles is dead. Now, AJ Styles could not hit more than one phenomenal forearm on Roman Reigns, which I think was sad. We're supposed to build this kid up. But nevertheless, Roman Reigns won. And then we hear probably the best music ever. Da-dum, da-dum, da-da-dum, da-dum, da-da. Seth Rollins makes his return because of a torn ACL injury. I believe it was last November. In Dublin, Ireland. Well, it wasn't Dublin, but somewhere. With his new shirt, redesign, rebuild, reclaim. And he hit Roman Reigns with the pedigree and showing that he's ready. He is ready to destroy Roman Reigns, take back what's rightfully his, and he's probably going to be a babyface. Now, I want to talk about how I feel about Raw tonight. Now, I'm just readjusting how I am. I'm kind of uncomfortable. It's going to be very interesting what Stephanie and Shane do for Seth Rollins, because prior to his injury, he was part of the Authority. And now he's came back. Will they put him with them? Will he be kind of like an Authority figure? Or will he just be Seth Rollins? I honestly do not know. It would be interesting if they don't. But nevertheless, it's still going to be cool. Now, what does this mean for Kalisto? Is he going back? Or are they going to give him like a rematch sometime in the future? And also, I was by WWE.com. Cody Rhodes has been released from World Wrestling Entertainment. He was released at like midnight of Sunday, May 22nd. Which is sad. If I'm correct, they're getting rid of Stardust. Because the reason I say this, more likely they will, but the reason I'm saying this is because they added Stardust as his own person. But more likely that doesn't mean the end of Stardust. I really didn't care for it. They should have brought back Cody Rhodes. There was nothing left with them, but could have rebuilt up and become another time Intercontinental Champion. He was really good until this whole Stardust thing where he just became garbage, but yeah. Now, what is this awesome? There's going to be some very interesting things that happen tonight with what about the Golden Truth? What are they going to do about R-Truth and Goldust? How is the release of Cody Rhodes going to affect Goldust? Will it mean he's leaving sometime soon? Because by websites I've been reading, they will release more superstars coming after Extreme Rules. So now there's a big target on everyone's back on who's getting released. More than likely, it's not going to be like Seth Rollins, but it's going to be someone that we didn't know was still in the business, or someone who isn't really interesting. Like, this could be the end of some person's career. It could be the end of Big Show's. It could be the end of Mark Henry's. Heck, it could be the end of Sin Cara. But with the release of a bunch of superstars, Zeb Coulter, Jack Swagger. No, not Jack Swagger. Yeah, I think he got released. But I don't know if he did or not, but that just brings some concern. And that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys leave a comment. Hope you guys subscribe for more. It's JPTAR Play. And I am out.